Do I look here or here? Where do I look?
You look here at this part.
I want to look at you.
No, you gotta look here.
Okay, all right. Hey.
Hey, Chris and Sarah. We're really gonna miss you guys, and we just really... Jason, what are you doing?
Look, Chris is leaving. We gotta have a new drummer. I gotta start training.
Okay, we're trying to make a video. Okay.
Yeah, but we don't have a drummer anymore.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we're going to miss you guys, Chris and Sarah. We're also going to miss you, Maddie and JoJo. I'm not going to have anybody to chase around the church on Sunday mornings while they scream like I'm trying to kill them.
We're going to miss you guys. Jealous that you're moving to Spring Hill. Jason, we are trying to make a video.
I'm sorry, it's sitting in front of me. What am I supposed to do?
Okay.
All right, I'll put it there. Okay.
Stick with guitar.
Chris.
We're going to miss you guys.
We are going to miss you guys. Sarah has been really awesome to have in the ladies group and involved in our church. And yes, those precious youngins, we're going to miss them too. But Chris, we're going to miss your drumming. Nobody can drum quite like Chris. Nobody.
It was a good opportunity getting to play and worship with y'all on Sundays. I'm going to miss you guys.
Yeah, it was fun going to school and playing with you, Chris. Both in and out of school, church, school. It was a blast.
So best wishes to you all, and
Enjoy Nashville.
we'll be praying for you. Thanks.
Maybe Raina will let you sing some of Sarah's songs now.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
Hi, Chris and Sarah and kids. It's been awesome getting to know you guys. You guys are a great family. You have a real love and joy. It's been great to get to know you guys over the past most of the year and see you worship and do worship and music together with you. You guys are awesome, and this next step is going to be great, and just wanted to wish you the best. Be awesome, because you are awesome. Woo!
Chris, Sarah, Maddie, JoJo, just want to say we're going to love him. We love him. We're going to miss you guys. Over the last 2.5 years, we've got to know you guys, and y'all been real good friends. I hope that God blesses you and that the favor of God is on your life in the next season of your life that y'all are about to embark on. You want to say anything?
Yes, Sarah, thank you so much for your personality and your friendship. It means the world to me as a mama. And JoJo and Maddie, sweet little friends to our little ones. We will miss you, and we love you guys, and we hope that you are blessed, and hopefully we'll get to come see you one day.
Oh, absolutely. And Chris, keep sharing me those Pit Boss recipes, man. That's a connection that can never be broken, a bond that will always be there. So anyway, guys, we love you. God bless. Safe travels, and we will see you soon.
Just want to say it's been a pleasure to worship alongside of you and such an honor to play music alongside of you. You're going to be sorely missed. I guess you know that. But stay focused on God, take care of each other, and don't forget, you've got a friend in Georgia. Love you both.
We're going to miss you guys. Have fun in Nashville.
Okay. No, seriously, guys, there's no way you could be... Stop it!
Chris, Sarah, Maddie, JoJo, I just wanted to say to you guys, I love you. We're going to miss you, of course. But I'm expecting to hear great things out of you guys in Nashville. It has just been an absolute joy to be your friends, to have you as a part of our church. Chris, thank you so much for dedicating your talents and helping me lead the band and the worship team. And Sarah, just getting to worship with you and having conversations with you. It's been a blessing to me and my family. And your sweet kids. We've loved seeing them grow. And I just hope you stay in touch. I hope that doors are open for you guys there in Nashville. And we love you. Bye.
There's no way you guys can be replaced. We are going to miss you terribly. Really, we're going to miss JoJo and Maddie more.
Yeah, they're a lot more
in the
fun.
nursery.
Yeah.
But
we can't chase them around at band practice anymore.
Right, exactly. But seriously, guys, just wait. We will be coming to visit.
And you're going to Spring Hill.
You have a room ready. All right. Nashville's awesome. Shake a tree. a guitarist or a drummer will fall out.
Yep.
All right?
Yeah, it's
All
not
right.
gonna be the same without you guys.
No,
We
it's
miss
not.
you. We're gonna miss you. Love you guys.
Love you guys. Bye.
Just want to say we love the Wynn family, Chris and Sarah, Maddie and JoJo. You guys are amazing. We've been blessed as a church family to have you as part of our church family and as our staff. You guys have contributed so much, and there's just no way that we can say thank you enough. And we're praying for you for as you go to Nashville, that you can just find your spot to plug into where God wants you to be, that you can be a blessing there as much as you blessed our church family, that you can find that next place to be a blessing there as well. We love you guys. You're amazing, and we hope to see you again sometime really soon. God bless. We're praying for your safe journey.
Good evening, everyone. Today it's just me and Pastor Justin, and we're going to talk about Ananias in our Broken Heroes series. And Ananias is interesting because there's actually 3 Ananiases in the Bible.
The high priest Ananias, and you also have Ananias, the husband of Sapphira.
Yeah, and then you have Ananias, the one we're going to talk about, the disciple of Damascus. And what I like about Ananias personally is the fact that he's kind of a background character. He's not the main guy, but because of him, great things happen. For me, I do well in the background sometimes, so I look at these characters and I like them. But we're going to kind of break down who he is and why he was broken and kind of what we can learn about him. Justin, want to give some background about Ananias a little bit?
Well, Ananias, I mean, he was a guy, and the story starts in Acts chapter 9. It talks about he was just like he said, a disciple of Damascus, a God-fearing person. He all of a sudden he hears from God in a vision or a dream to go and reach out to this persecutor they call Saul. He was a persecutor of Christians. We know the story of Paul and to Saul, but he was a persecutor of Christians, and Ananias was given a dream and a vision to go and find this guy and to help him.
It's a weird time in the Christian faith back then because Christianity was outlawed, and actually it was probably not called Christianity. It was probably called the Way, and it was outlawed in most areas, and so they had to be hidden. And then Saul, who again, like Justin said, turns into Paul later, and we'll talk about that actually next week. We'll talk about Saul to Paul, but he is for lack of better words, he's a serial killer. He's a mass murderer that's going out and wiping out the plague of Christianity. According to the Jewish religion, he's going through it and killing them. So he's on his way to Damascus, where Ananias is, and like Justin said, Ananias wakes up in his dream to go and rescue this man.
Well, I was going to say, what I think is so cool, though, is the Bible says that he was told to go to a street called Straight. It's just kind of ironic that going to this place is kind of where Paul gets on this, lack of a better word, the straight and narrow, and then he goes to the house of Judas, which we know it means praise. So I think the way that all that kind of intertwines is really, really cool.
Yeah, I mean, you look at him, and I like him because he kind of doubts God here, and it reminds me of me a lot because there's times where God would say something or I'd have a feeling, and my first instinct is not, yes, Lord, I'll do it. It's normally a question. It's normally like, God, do you know what you're doing here? Or, oh, God, that's embarrassing. And he kind of has the same thing where Ananias wakes up from this dream and says, go help Saul.
And he basically just says, just lay your hand on the guy so he can receive a sight. Because, like we said, Saul had been struck down and he's been blind for 3 days. And Ananias is given that vision to go and put his hand on Saul so he can receive a sight.
And he's like, God, do you know who this guy is? He's terrorized our people. Like, maybe it's a good thing that he's blind. Maybe,
yeah.
And I find myself there, man. I find myself, even though God time and time and time again has shown himself faithful to me, I find myself doubting or I found myself questioning. So I look at him and he questions and God says, no, you don't understand. I have bigger plans for this man. So he's obedient. And again, I think that's kind of me in a lot of ways where, man, I'm probably going to give you my opinion and I'll probably disagree with you a little bit, but I'll end up doing what you want me to do. And he goes and he finds him, and he goes and he lays hands on him, and he actually, and at this point, Saul to Paul, stays with him for a little bit, and he learns under him for a little bit.
And in this time, Ananias, he is obedient. He does what he said. And what we were talking about a few minutes ago is that, how instrumental was Ananias. And as Adam said a few minutes ago, he was a background character, a peripheral character, somebody he's not really a big name in the Bible, but he had a big role to play. And I believe it was because of his obedience that he was able to shift things. Now, God could use anybody to do anything, but he did this for a lesson to teach that, Ananias was kind of like a type and shadow of Jesus, how we are to reach out to those who are persecuting Christians and those who are unbelievers and de-churched or anti-church, and we're to love and reach out to those people, even though we question and we may doubt, we may not understand what and why this is going on or why this is happening, but as long as we remain obedient, God can use that and be able to do amazing things through the people that we reach out to and have grace toward, really.
Yeah, I think there's how many times when we disqualify things because we don't see it the way God sees it. Maybe it's a person, maybe it's a situation. We just disqualify and say, oh, that's not God, or oh, that was a bad dream, or whatever, because we don't see the gold inside the person or the gold inside the situation. And I think the beauty of God here is that He doesn't look at us or judge us of where we are.
Yeah.
He judges us on where we could be and the way He's created us to be. And he got Ananias there to pull out the gold in Paul and Saul, and we know that. And Paul goes off and changes the known world. But Ananias was the first step, or one of the first steps in that. And I just can't help to say, what if we were always obedient in the little things that didn't make sense? How would the world be different? What would be changed about it if we were just obedient in the small things?
I think my Ananias moment for me in Paul, or the Saul, for me was back in 2005. I'd grown up in church my entire life. I'd gotten away for a few years, and at the end of 2005, I walked into a church for the first time in a while, and there was a guy who, the youth pastor at the time of this church, and I was 21 at the time. But this youth pastor, he was standing at the door, and he greeted me, and we kind of exchanged a little bit. He said, "Hey, let's talk after church." And we got to talking, and I was kind of the broken man with Saul in that situation. He was the Ananias who reached out to somebody who, was coming from, and just kind of spare some of the details, I was just in a bad place. And he reached out to me, and I attribute a lot of kind of the way I view people now because of how he viewed me and my brokenness at that time. And this guy probably don't even realize the impact that he had on me. But I think that's something that we'll probably talk more about next week when we go into Saul and Paul, is the impact that Ananias may have had on Saul during his transformation into Paul. It's just a great display of who we should be as the church, as people who are need to reach out to those broken people. But even still, it's okay to. I think it's okay to question God sometimes. I think it's okay to have these questions and say, God, I know you're God, but do you really know what's happening? I don't think we would be human if we didn't have those questions.
Right. Yeah. And I think the beauty of this story is that because of the small obedience, the world was changed. And we're going to leave you with this challenge. We're going to leave you with, what is your Ananias moment? It might not be today, you might not have one, but there probably is one where God's just telling you to do something. It might just be go over and lay hands on someone. It might be obedient and just letting someone, take the parking spot, or just telling someone Jesus loves them. It could be something simple, or it could be something huge. But what is your moment? Don't miss it. Don't miss that because of fear. Don't miss it because of it doesn't make sense, but just trust God.
Or even pray for God to give you an opportunity to be an Ananias to someone. I think we're at a point in time in life now that people need to hear good things, or they need to see something good happen because of just all the crazy that's been going on. But I know I've prayed that God give me a moment to where I can sow into somebody else, or I can bless someone else to help them, to do something for them, and not ask for anything back. So when you're doing this, Ananias, I don't think, and I've read it over, I don't see anywhere where Ananias really asked for God to return the favor. You know, I'm obeying you, now I want you to bless me. Well, I think the blessing is in obedience. By being obedient to what God's asking you to do, there's a blessing in that. So,
Bill, we have a great night. Will join us on Sunday for our drive-in service. We love you. We miss you.
See you. Good night.